mColor will allow you to print great color on your M-Series printer out of the box, but it also includes tools to manually adjust colors. Before you start, make sure you choose the correct paper profile from the RIP tab in your workflow. Choices range from inexpensive commodity-grade envelopes and plain paper to matte papers and gloss papers specifically designed for inkjet printing. A reference file with a list of papers tested with each profile is included on the M-Series disc. Choose the paper profile that's the closest match to the paper you are printing. If you aren't sure, plain paper is a good option. Global adjustment allows you to make fast adjustments to your entire job. It works just like the controls on a copy machine that allow you to make copies lighter and darker. We could create a new workflow that automatically makes jobs darker, but instead let's edit one particular job to make it darker. To edit a single job, right-click on the job and choose Edit Workflow for this job. We can tell by the title that we're editing a job rather than a workflow. On the RIP tab, choose the Color Adjustment button. In the Color Adjustment window, the All Channel Adjustment button will allow you to make the entire job lighter or darker. For instance, if I click this square, the job will darken up to the maximum amount. If I click this square, the job will lighten to the minimum amount, and so on and so forth. The single channel sliders below will allow you to make the primary colors, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, lighter or darker. The color wheel is here as a reference. If the job is printing too green, the wheel will show you that magenta is the opposite of green, so we can make the job less green by adding magenta. In this example, the original job printed too light, so I'll make it darker. Click the OK button. Then click the wrench button to save the changes we made to the job. mColor will ask you if you would like to re-release the job with the settings that you just changed. Click Yes, and the job will rerun. Now when we output the job, the printer will print darker. What happens if you need to adjust the color in a smaller area, like a logo? Spot color adjustment allows you to make edits to a job containing spot colors such as Pantone colors. In order to use spot color adjustment, you will need a print-ready PDF file that contains spot colors. This real estate graph file is a good example. It has two spot colors, a blue and a gray. When you add jobs to the spot color adjustment workflow, they will print once to allow you to check the colors. If you'd like to adjust the colors, you can click this spot color adjustment icon. If you highlight a job and the spot color adjustment icon is grayed out, that means the job doesn't have any spot colors. Let's edit the spot colors in this real estate graph file. This job has two spot colors. You can edit the spot colors by selecting one and adjusting the sliders. We can also select a color and type in values. Here we can see the original and adjusted colors. But what happens if you aren't sure what the right adjustment is? Click on the Swatch Sheet button. This will allow us to print out swatches so we can match the color visually. It's important to print these swatches on the same paper you will use to run the job. In the upper right hand corner, we can choose what colors to adjust. Since cyan and magenta are the primary colors in this example, as you can see here, 79% cyan and 72% magenta, we will choose to adjust those. It doesn't matter which one is on the horizontal axis and which one is on the vertical axis. To start out with, we will change the color step to 10 and print a swatch sheet. First we select whether we want to print a single sheet on something like a letter size sheet or an envelope size sheet on a number 10 envelope. Let's print a single sheet. mColor will tell you that a swatch sheet has been generated and sent to the printer. Click OK. When the swatch sheet prints, compare the printed swatch sheet to the color you are trying to achieve. Decide which color is closest and click the corresponding color in the window. That moves the color to the middle of the chart. If you are satisfied with the color, click the Apply button located here. If not, you can create a finer match by lowering the color step and printing a new swatch. When you have decided on a color, click the Apply button. Now you can see the original and adjusted color once again. To print the job with the new colors, click the OK button. The job reprocesses and the colors are adjusted. It's possible to save a spot color adjustment into a library. Then we can create a workflow that automatically adjusts spot colors in the future. To do so, click on a job and edit the spot colors like usual. To create an extreme example, let's make an adjustment that will cause the gray and the blue spot colors in this job to turn green and red. Click on the plus icon to make a new spot color library. Enter in a name. Since different papers will need different color adjustments, naming the color adjustment library after paper is often helpful. I'll name this one Glossy Paper. Click OK. In this screen, I can type in a description of the color library. For instance, I can write here that this is for use with glossy paper. Now let's create a new workflow to automatically process jobs through the spot color adjustment library. Add a spot color adjustment, rip, and rip output to your workflow. In the Spot Color Adjustment tab, select the spot color library that you created. Make any other changes you'd like to in the workflow and click the wrench. For instance, I'm going to add a pause here. Now when I process the same job through the workflow, the colors will automatically be adjusted. In fact, you can process a different job, and as long as the spot color names are the same, they will be automatically adjusted.